Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I don't know why it takes so long to get into Zoom.
I know it's giving me the same issue. At first, I thought it was like my Wi-Fi taking forever to get
Yeah.
me in the room, but it's like I even just opening my own Zoom room, it's just spinning, and I'm like, "Am I on?" Yeah. So I don't know. And then I see you, but it takes me forever for you to actually to bring you in. So I don't know. I don't know. Technology.
Exactly.
Oh, how are you feeling after the weekend and the book signing
Nah.
and everything?
Eh. That's how I'm feeling. So I didn't have as big turnout as I would expect it, but and it's so crazy. Like so many people told me that they couldn't come at the last minute.
Oh.
The bookstore is supposed to open at 10 o'clock. The lady didn't even get there till 11:30.
What?
She lives an hour away from the bookstore, which I didn't know that. And on her way to the bookstore, realized she didn't have her keys to the store, so I had to turn around and go back home and then come back. Like it was just like nothing with the way like one of the ladies that was really helping me with promote it, she and her the rest of her family got COVID. So I mean it was just so
It
much.
was just tough. Yeah. Yeah. Well, here's this. I'm always gonna look at the brighter side. You know how to do it.
Right.
So to be able to take everything that you learned and do it again, 2 hours somewhere else,
That
you
part.
know
And
what I mean?
it was funny because it's like the people that I was expecting to come didn't come, but the people that I wasn't expecting to come came. Like a lot of my family came out. And I was like, oh, and they live far. Like they all live like an hour away and they all came.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And of course they all bought stuff. So I didn't have the whole write up and stuff for the bundle. So I just threw an email together with a picture of the bundle the morning of the event, and I sold three bundles.
Yes. See? That's amazing.
So I was excited about that.
That's awesome. And it went through the website.
No, I sold them at the book signing.
Oh, you saw him at the book signing. That
Yes.
is great. Okay. Well, hey, that's awesome.
Yes, and then um, I made a connection with my cousin. She has a friend. She does something with the government, but she and I are supposed to be connecting sometime this week. I sent her email today, so hopefully she'll follow up with me. She said that she has some providers that are in the intellectual development disability space. And she was like, the
Mm.
government gives them money to take books and resources to give to their patients. So
Oh, wow.
she was like, if I can get you connected with some of these, you won't have to do no more book signings, boo.
Yeah,
I was
no,
like,
they'll be buying the books from you in bulk.
yes. So she and I are going to connect this week. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a great opportunity. That's exciting. So to
Yes.
me, it sounds like a success. I always find the
Yes.
success in the
Right. And
underneath.
that's what I said. And and I learned from my master coach to make social media look like it was the bomb. So
It looked good. I still got to share it. I got to get back on social, and I'm gonna share it, and I'm gonna have Kathy build it into our schedule too for
yes,
this
that's
month.
it. So
But
it was just like everything was against me that day. But like I said, the people that came were the people I needed. It rained. I mean, it was just everything.
all the things.
Right.
But at least you know you can do it. At least you know you
Yes.
can do it. And the next time or whatever. But the thing is, so like now we can start to think about, okay, so maybe I don't want to just do a regular book signing. You did that. Everyone should do a
Right.
book signing, right? Everyone, you need that. I saw that picture of you signing the book. Like that moment is your moment, right? So
Right.
regardless of the crazy, in that moment, it's like great. I got a photo of me signing my
Yes.
book, right?
Yes.
With
Like
my
I took
banner.
my God, those are my two best friends. They would do it all, taking all the pictures, making sure they captured everything for me.
Perfect. Perfect. And so like that, you have that. You were there, been there, done it, got the t-shirt, right? So now it's like, what if my book signings come along with a workshop or an activity moment or a candid conversation? Like yours could just be conversations, you know what I mean, at different places, but it could be more strategic, like at the Big Brother, at Big Brother, Big Sister, at the Boys and Girls Club, at for a group that already has these parents or whatever. You know what I mean? Like some
Mhm.
intentional organization where they meet all the time anyways, but they just bring you in as their special guests and you can share with them and they buy books. And so it's, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So I think that this is this, or even if you do partner with another book store, it becomes more of like a book reading. So it's an activity moment and people buy tickets to come. That happens too. It's like you pay $30 to get in and you get a copy of the book and you get to meet with the author, you know? So those are opportunities as well.
I'm writing that
Um,
down.
yeah, so there's all kinds of other things that you can think of. I mean, now they're just going to be springboards of what you've already done.
Yes, and I don't know if you saw it, but I sent you a message in Voxer last week. Another group from my job has asked me to speak.
Wait a minute. I talked to you in Voxer. Hold on, I just got a new phone. I'm still trying to figure out how to use it, but I do have Voxer on here. I was on Voxer this morning. Oh, I see it. Yes, you sent me this on Friday
Yes,
at your job. Okay, so we got to work on speaking points.
yes.
Yeah, I don't know why this didn't come up for me.
Yeah, so I did this first speaking one I did was called In My Shoes, and that was for our disability resource group. But April is Autism Awareness Month, and our neurodiversity group reached out to my Christian interfaith group and was looking for a way for us to collaborate. And the leader of the group told them about my book.
Awesome.
So that we're going to do an author talk the first week of April. So we're going to it's me sharing my story and then combining how my faith has helped me along the journey with Dale.
Yeah, that is great.
So
Does this organization, do they do any promotion or anything?
yeah, I mean, it's still my job. So we know everything's it's only internal. It's just
It's
for our
still
work.
internal.
Yes.
But still, do they still promote internal? Like, do
Oh
they?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because they're
So,
like actually out in California. So it's gonna be like a national thing.
so whatever promotions they do, whether it's an email or they put it in a new company newsletter, wherever they put it, just
Mhm.
screenshot all of it so you have it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because that goes to your social proof. You know what I mean? That I did this thing, I
Yeah.
spoke for. What we're doing is building your CV or your resume. You know what I mean? It's like all your social proof is like we want to show that you're out here.
Yes.
Another idea I just had, and I know you're still telling me all the stuff you're working on, but for April Autism Awareness Month, I mean, maybe we should talk about see what podcasts are out there or other opportunities for you to just come in as an expert. You know what I mean? Before that month. Like, what if April you did like even if like some type, like a media tour, like an internal media tour. So it's like, okay, we can intentionally look for podcasts. Maybe you can go on in some Facebook groups, some of these parenting Facebook groups, to do a special, workshop or something, or conversation, you know what I mean? Some
Yeah.
conversation starters. I don't know.
Hmm.
We can come up with something cool. Um, and so even though it feels like you're just doing like maybe one thing a week and it's four things, we could still make a graphic and turn it into, Autism Awareness Month needy tour. You know what I mean? Or something
Right.
like make it a thing. So it shows that you're out here doing things. In my experience, when you create your own opportunities to show that you're out in the world doing a thing, um, other people will see you and be like, oh, I didn't think that you did things. So can
Right.
you do your thing over here? You know
Right.
what I mean? That's how you start getting invites to summits and like other speaking opportunities. The same way you did the thing with your job. Now it's like another opportunity. You know what I mean? As soon as
Right.
the opportunity gets open, and then people are like, oh, I had no idea. And then they think of a way that you could support their community too, or they could help you with your mission, whatever the situation is.
Like that.
So what else you got? What else you thinking? Let me just check this box message so I can respond to it.
Was there two things in that message? What else did I say in that message?
Is it because what you responded about? We talked about graphics and going live, and that's what I responded to. That was the day before, and then I missed the Friday message. You just said You sent me a picture. Model Madeline Julia.
Oh yes, that
Mommy
picture
show.
was featured in Times Square on Saturday.
Really?
Yes.
That is so cool. Facebook Madeline and Mommy show and Madeline Julia. So what is that? Is that a what kind of show is it?
Well, they have a podcast. Well, we met them years ago. They're based out of Orlando and they do fashion shows every week. So we did one of their fashion shows probably about 4 or 5 years ago now, and we've just stayed connected. That was even actually it's probably maybe longer than that because it was before we even were different as New Cool. They were just modeling.
Mm.
And like I said, we've just stayed connected over the years, and she's just like different as New Cool. So we've sent them shirts and done fashion shows for them. I've been on her podcast before, and so they just did this fashion shoot a couple months ago, and so somebody, whoever her daughter models for, was picked. Her picture was picked to be featured in Times Square.
If you go to their pages, do they get a picture of it? Did anybody
So
capture it?
there's a link, and it was because they went live when they did it, but you can't get a clear picture of it. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the lady that actually was the head of that hosted the thing will get pictures of it.
Okay. All right. But you of course you're on the look for it. On
Yeah,
the
so that's why I
look
haven't
out
posted
for
it
it.
yet because the picture on the Facebook link, it wasn't clear.
Yeah, I got you. Um, but I think you can still post it. Is this picture, this graphic that you have, do you have permission to share that?
Uh,
Yeah, so I mean, remember, we have to share things multiple times. Like I literally share stuff over and over again. Like the last news thing I shared, I had already shared it twice before, and everybody acted like they didn't see it. And then that one time, now they see it. Like seriously, it's just
okay.
algorithm, So I'm saying you can share the photo and make an announcement and say, like, the conversation could be something around why relationships matter, or why taking a risk matters, or like you're saying, we send them shirts just because, right? We built a relationship from years ago. Here's how it's just now bearing fruit. You get what I'm saying? So like,
Right.
there's a lesson in there for other moms. There's a lesson in there for other small businesses. There's lots of things that people will pull what they need to pull from it. But that's an opportunity. And then you say what what the fruit is, that our t-shirt, this beautiful model is, so, chose her stylist dressed her. She's a stylist, dressed her in your
Right.
brand for an opportunity to be featured in Times Square. You know what I mean? You know how to make stuff sound amazing. So that right there, that's it. And then you can use the hashtags, all your hashtags, and even you can hashtag the stylish,
Yep.
hashtag the or tag if you can, whatever below, and use the hashtags also, and hashtag New York City, hashtag Times Square, whatever. Because if people search for it later on, that you never know who's going to come across it. And then when you have a better picture or you have a video, then you share it again at that time.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because it was New York Fashion Week.
That's even bigger.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
please add that in
Yeah.
there. Yes. That's pretty great. I
Yeah. I
mean,
was super excited when she sent me that.
yeah. Wow. Okay. So what's going on with all the other things that are behind the scenes that you can't talk about yet that's coming out soon?
I don't have anything behind the scenes right now.
Well, you got Tabitha Brown, and I thought there was
Yeah,
some other.
I haven't heard anything back yet. But she's out doing a book tour right now, so I don't know
Yeah,
what to hear
yeah,
back on that. She just wrote another book. I did a new thing. That's her new
yeah,
book.
yeah. Okay. Well, okay. So what challenges do you have right now, other than being able to sit still and sit still?
That's it. Just really carving out the time and sticking to the time. Like Dale and Dorian both have school projects and homework, so it's like I'm knee deep in all of those things. He has a script reading with the director on Wednesday, so I'm trying to make sure he gets this script memorized.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a lot of things, but more so for them than for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Well, you're doing what you got to do for you. For you, you just got to make sure your social stays active. And I see you got a lot more, comments on your stuff for your Facebook business page, your actual page. And I'm sure there's some adjusting to that. You know what I mean?
I
So I
gotta
think
start,
right now,
because I'm with my phone. I'm a phone person, but
right.
I don't, for some reason, I don't know how to access my personal Facebook from my phone. So, because I only use Dale's Facebook. So everything I do is post on there. So I have to actually sit at my computer to post from my page.
Really? That's interesting. So it's the same way you switch. So on your phone, you can switch between Dale's and your inclusion, your business, or no? You
No,
can
on
only,
my computer I can do it. It switches my profiles. I can switch profiles, but I don't know how to do it on my phone because it's two different accounts.
yeah, but they should be a
I can do it on the
connected.
computer.
They have to be connected somehow. So mine, I click on my so look, when I open like this, I click on my actual profile picture. Like, oh, where's the camera? So like this is what it opens up and it looks like. I click on my actual profile picture up here.
Yeah. Now see, when I click on my profile picture, it only goes between Dale and Different is a New Cool. They're connected. But then like my personal Tocquinn Cordis and Tocquinn Cordis Inclusion Champion, those are under a whole nother thing. They're connected.
Oh, so you probably need to go into the business manager and give everybody permission to each other. That's the only thing I'm thinking. Because the Tocquinn Cordis, or is it like different logins with like different
Mm-hmm.
emails?
Mm-hmm. Because I had my personal page years ago before Dale, I even created Dale's page.
Okay, so it's different email. Got it, got it. Okay, so that might, I'm assuming that's it. But there's still a way, there has to be a way to connect them.
Yeah, but like I said, I can do it on my laptop, but not on my phone.
The other thing you can do is Dale is a person, that Dale page is a person, that's not his business page.
Right.
You can go to Tocquinn Cordis Inclusion Champion business page and add, you know how you added me to your business page? Add Dale.
I
You get
can
what I'm
add
saying?
I can add
Add
his
the Dale
page.
profile. Add the Dale profile. Because Dale's profile is a person, is a personal
Right.
page. That Dale,
Exactly.
yeah. So add that Dale page as a user or as an admin of your business page. So you go in, like how you went into I don't know, let's see. It was like into the settings of
Mm-hmm.
the Facebook page, and you were able to add, say who has access to stuff, like as a content creator, whatever.
Right.
Choose Dale.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me see.
So
Uh,
I can have you and I can have Dale?
yeah, absolutely. You can have as many people as you want. Let me see. See profiles. So I'm gonna go to because then you should. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, we're in the page. Now let's go back here. So I think it's settings. Page experience notifications, linked accounts. So that's helpful. Linked accounts. This is where you add your Instagram and stuff and WhatsApp, but that's not what we want. Yeah, because that needs to make it easier for you because I'm sure that's like time consuming and annoying.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure. So professional dashboard or Meta Business Suite? Let's see. Your page. Um, invite people to connect, audience, content, page access. There it is, page access.
Now what
So
what are you under?
I went into settings. So I went to settings.
Okay, why is settings grayed out for me?
Is it? Okay, hold on. Let's go back. Let me go back to the beginning. Let's do it together. I went to, okay, I'm on your main page. Here, let me share my screen as a matter of fact.
Okay, I got it now.
You got it?
I'm in
Okay.
settings now.
Yep. And then settings and then new page experience. And then
Mhm. Oh, it says add new people with Facebook access.
page access. Yeah. And it says community managers, people with Facebook access as me and you.
Hmm.
And then you can do manage. And then you should be able to add somebody new there.
Yeah, it says add community manager.
Yeah, I can't do it because I'm not, I don't have that permission, but you're the owner, so you can add somebody. Because you made this, you attach this business page to your personal page.
Hmm.
That's why. So now you should be able to go back and forth between Dell and your business page and this page that you're attaching your Dell to now. But you would have to log in separately between Dell and you because they're both two personal profiles. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
me and Xandra don't share the same personal profile. I can see all her business pages, but I can't see her personal profile.
Now, how do I go? So I sent the invite to the Dale Junior page. So where do I go to approve the invite? Okay, here I see it now.
Okay, I was gonna say notifications, you should come up.
So it says it is now community manager. Okay, so yep. So now it's showing it's active.
Okay. So now when you go back to the Dell page, um, when you go back to on your phone and you click on your profile, Dell's profile picture, can you then see the inclusion page?
Not yet.
It might take a minute. Probably got to refresh.
Yeah.
Because I'm on your page now. I don't even see Dell's been added.
You know?
Mm-mm. It's just probably taking a second to. It doesn't show where it says people with Facebook access. It just shows me and you still. Oh, I see. He's on here. It has Dell Jr. as a community manager.
Yes.
Yep, I see. It says active. Um, but maybe you need to change those permissions. Can you go back into Dell on your computer? And what permissions do you have? Did you give him?
Go back into my inclusion page and go to where I set him
Yeah,
up.
and see where you see Dale's name and check the settings. Like you should be able to see us, like what access we have. Like I see, as mine says, content, message, calls, community activity, ads, insights. But I don't see Dale in that view.
Yeah, so he's under community manager. He's not under people with Facebook access. So I wonder if I should add him there.
Yeah. Can you click? Yeah.
Yeah, it says who should have Facebook access to this page.
Yeah, this is important too, because when you remove me, you'll have us backup. I probably should tell everybody that. Make sure they have a backup person.
So it should be there. Should be another invite. Okay, it says with partial control, you can switch into the page inclusion champion and manage it directly on Facebook. Okay, so yeah. Invite accepted.
Let's see if he's on now. Yep, he's there. So now on your phone, can you toggle
Yep.
Okay. So that should make things a little bit easier. You still don't have
Absolutely.
access to your personal profile,
But
but
that's fine.
honestly, when you start scheduling or you decide to, get a scheduler, and I'm thinking we probably should be on the lookout for schedulers. I've been looking at AppSumo, which is like an app discount place
Mhm.
for schedulers, because I got my scheduler. It was like $79, but it was lifetime access. It was a long time ago. Like they had just started a lot of tech companies, when they first come out, they offer a discount like up front just
Yeah.
to get people using it so you can get feedback before
Right.
then they go to like $39, $49 a month or something like that. But once you have a scheduler, whenever that's going to be, you could put all of the accounts in the scheduler. You know what I mean? So that way,
Okay.
whatever you're sharing on your Talk Concordance business page, you can also share on your Talk Concordance personal page, and then a little of both. You know what I mean? You have more
Okay.
control of what's dripping out where eventually.
Oh,
But
okay.
they're also starting to say that Facebook's gonna stop letting us schedule stuff. So we'll see.
What?
That's the newest thing people are talking about. Yep. Yep. They're saying they're gonna stop us from using third-party apps. So like soon, like I won't be able to go live in the group and stuff like that.
What is
Maybe
the purpose
that's what they're
behind
talking
that?
about. They haven't. I get Facebook wants you to only use their platform. They don't want to play nice with any other apps. So if
Wow.
you want to do business here, if you want to have a Facebook group, specifically around Facebook groups, also, like if you want to have a Facebook group, they're saying you need to go live natively on Facebook. Don't you go through Zoom or anything else. Like they
Or
only want you to
StreamYard
use,
or something. Okay.
yeah, yeah. They only want you to use their platform.
Oh,
Just another
wow.
way to make, and it, because who knows, maybe they'll monetize it. They might monetize going live. Like you got to pay a certain amount every month to be able to go live and host your program on their platform.
Right.
I don't know where they're going to, where this is going to end up. We'll see. We'll see, but I'll keep you posted once I find out.
Yes.
So, all right, so we resolved that mystery of the toggle
Yes.
between. What
Yes.
else we got?
That was huge. Um, I already started my putting an outline together for my this. I think it's April 3rd. No,
The
April
talk.
5th for
You want to
my
send
for
it
my
over to
talk.
me? What's the format of this? I know with I know we're talking about inclusion, but
So
also faith-based. But what's
So we're still working on putting that together because we had a call on Friday. So it's an hour long meeting. So we're thinking maybe like 20, 30 minutes is me doing my journey and going through it. And then Maria, which is the head of the Interfaith ERG, suggested maybe breaking out into breakout groups and like answering some of the questions together as a group, some of the inclusion questions, like because I sent them the conversation starters.
that's good. I like that. That's a good idea. So if you would do groups, so they would do breakout rooms and then you would go into each room.
Or they would just talk amongst themselves and we
Oh,
we
with the
reconvene and they could share, what they talked about.
I like that. And if they had any challenges or something, then you, as the expert in the room, could talk them through the challenges if they had any. That's a
Yeah.
nice, I like that. So really, ideally, you need about 20 minutes of talking.
Hmm.
You can do that easy. I mean, you figured sharing your story is about 10 minutes anyways.
Right.
You know what I mean? Um, yeah, so do you want to send me what you have?
Yes. I'll send it to you probably this
Now you
weekend.
already have something, so this time it's a little bit, the angle is different because it's story, but also there's a faith-based element, right?
Right. Correct.
So we're talking about
So I'm just
challenges, overcoming
adding that
challenges.
piece.
Okay. So we want to give people, this is a question, I say it like a statement, but it's not. So you want to give people an opportunity to walk away with like, who are these people that are going to be in this room? Like they're electing to come here. Is this like a group, a committee,
Yeah,
or
they're members of the neurodiversity and interfaith resource groups.
got it? Okay, so clearly they're there because they
Yes.
identify as
So the
neurodivergent or somebody in their
neurodiversity,
family.
either they are neurodiverse themselves, or they may have a child or a family member, or they're just interested in that community space.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm assuming we want people to leave with like three main takeaways, like,
Yeah.
one could be clearly, and you know me, how my brain works, so I don't have to make an excuse for myself. I'm random. One could easily be, one could easily be like walking away with some tool or some phrase or something that they can implement so that they can have smoother conversations or more empowered to start the conversation, right? And that's whether in the workplace, that's whether with your children, so that they can have the conversation on the playground or at school or at the gym, whatever. And then the other thing could be some technique or tool where I consider the other person. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm just thinking like they could be, because what we're building, and we talked about this a little bit before, like what's the framework, right? What's the framework? So if you were to get up and do a signature talk, if you were to do a workshop, what would the framework be, right? So everyone would walk away, no matter what their engagement with you, it would be, they'd walk away knowing that you gave them the tools so that they could start a healthy conversation. They know what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. They know how to, and I'm freestyling, right? They know
Mm-hmm.
how to apologize, or even more importantly, if they have to apologize, or if there is a weird feeling, or they don't do something perfectly, I don't want to say make a mistake, or they don't get it right the first time, they can restart the conversation. I think a lot
Mm-hmm.
of us, it's about restarting the conversation, right? So there's a start the conversation, then there's a whoops, that was totally inappropriate. Then there's
Right.
a restarting of the conversation, right? Because what's happening right now is society is getting so used to like, like what you can say to men, what you can say to women.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Me Too movement, you got the LGBTQ, like what
Right.
pronouns. There's all these buzz red flags, things that I can't say. People are afraid to start conversations because they don't know how.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I had this conversation a little bit with one of my coworkers at the foundry. She was like, well, not even she, Michelle, was like, she's neurodivergent. They are neurodivergent. See, I'm messing it up already. No, they are neurodivergent. And I only just started calling her they this weekend because they told me their preferred pronoun was they, because this was our first
Mm-hmm.
conversation haven't we had about it. So it was just been Saturday. So I'm trying to get used
Right.
to it. We've always said she as Michelle, right?
Exactly.
So Michelle was just kind of sharing with me how a lot of people just would rather not talk to them because they don't
Mm-hmm.
want to mess it up.
Mm-hmm.
Where they were like, I'm totally open to having the conversation. Like, I love now, because we have a Slack channel, we talking. They were like, I love that Slack now lets us put our pronouns so that people can see my pronouns. And now people were starting to talk to me because they wondered, but they didn't know how to start the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So I share that with you just to say that those are new conversations that everybody's trying to adjust to in the workplace, outside the workplace, at school, with their kids, at the bank, at McDonald's, wherever, right? At the bus stop.
Right.
But this conversation that you're teaching people how to start has been around forever. And
Mm-hmm.
nobody gave us what we need. No one was there to guide us. That's why what you're doing is so special. You get what I'm saying? There
Yes.
was nobody willing to start these conversations in an open, comfortable environment, make it fun, make it creative, and make it okay, you know? So even if you look, and I'm just giving you all this, and even if you look at like, there are probably people that are like, your son has ADHD, your son has ADD, your son has, like, he's way over here on the spectrum. My son is, like, so like, what does that look like? Right.
Right.
In the space, you know what I mean? Where people
Mm-hmm.
feel like if you're like, you didn't say, oh, I'm not going to do a fashion show for disabled or differently abled people, because my son's not like that disabled.
Right.
Right. So there's some
Right.
moms sitting at home thinking that's not for us because we're not that bad.
Exactly.
So for you to have the
Mm-hmm.
audacity to be like, no, his difference is just different. So we're all the same. That's pretty amazing, you know? Um, that's pretty crazy. Seriously. And crazy is not a good word to say either.
Right. Right.
See what I'm
Yes.
saying? It's like, what do we say? Tocquinn, teach us, teach us. Yeah, I love that. One other thing, and I just thought of this. one of the things my father used to do, and he made a great part of his career because he was a chaplain for the police department, for the hospital here, director of pastoral care. He's always been the person that comes in the room when the doctors have to say something or the nurses have to tell someone the bad news, whether it's someone didn't make it or a new diagnosis or what are we going to do with the organs. He's always been that person because he's always been able to have these, start all these conversations calmly, politically correct, and also with humor, right? So it's this very special skill and it's very sought after. So I want to give you that. And the other thing is, you not when you have so less on you and you decide you want to kind of jump into the space, you could totally become the expert in the space of starting this conversation. But along with that, I was thinking sensitivity training, right? Can you imagine hosting like a sensitivity like for the school system, for teachers, for people's jobs, right?
I
Because
like that.
nowadays, like somebody's differently abled at work, but a lot of now we can't see it.
Right.
We can't see it. It's not, it's like, oh my God, like, like I'm walking around the foundry, you don't know what's going on there until you
Exactly.
start to engage with people. And then you're like, oh, well, either people freak out or they just lean all into
Right.
it, right? So having someone like you come in at the beginning of the year or at the company meeting or whatever, personal development days, right? Professional development days, and you teaching a seminar on how, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's where the money is. That's where the build your platform and stand on it is. That's what I feel like is for you.
Okay.
The unique place. So it's like, whenever you have time to dream, think about what that would look like for you. And also like, what do you need to do? Like, do you need to take sensitivity training for yourself just to see what it's like? Right. And then you'll be like, I've been doing this already. Right. So, what does that look like? And there's probably some other things out there that would, so you'd feel really qualified to do it. Cause like I said, you're
Right.
already doing, you know, so just some thoughts. I know that's not where we were supposed to be going with this.
No, that's
But you
good.
already know, once you get me talking, I'm like, oh, and another thing.
All right. And that's what I love because I said I just want to be in your brain for a couple of days because I don't know where these ideas come from.
I love it. So that's enough for you to chew on right now.
Yes.
But yeah, so I'll get you the recording of this and then also a summary so we have it written down. Um, and if there's anything else that you need from me, just let me know.
Okay.
Up front, send me what you have written down. Just shoot me a Voxer and then we can get your talking points ready so you'll have them, as soon as possible to start working through.
Okay.
All right. But just think of that because sometimes it feels like we get an opportunity. It's like, oh, it's just my story, or it's just our story, but it's like it's so big. And I know you feel that at a book launch, when you meet people, when you speak at events, you feel how big it is. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're
Yes.
like, dang, they like me, or
Yes.
they like I was a
Yes.
big deal. It's like because you are, right? So that's what to capitalize. Now that you affect people in that way, right? You touch people in that way, that people see you that way. Now it's just time for us to walk in it. You know what I mean? And create the opportunities for yourself around that experience that you already bring to the table.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So
All
that's my
right.
focus. That's
All
our
right.
focus.
That's our focus. We got this. All right, lady. I'll talk to
Thank
you soon.
you. Bye
No,
bye.
bye-bye.